The galaxy was quiet, almost too quiet. Stars shone in endless darkness, and alien fleets drifted in their patrol zones, scanning for anything unusual. Yet, in a distant sector, a new presence moved silently, invisible to sensors. It was the kind of ship that made seasoned commanders pause. No one had seen it before, and it did not respond to any signals. In the command room of the Andrelian cruiser, Captain Voss leaned forward, eyes narrowing. Sensors are clear, but something is out there. I can feel it. His first officer, a tall, silver-scaled alien named Thera, frowned. Captain, our readings are off the charts. There's a massive object cloaked just beyond Sector 9. It's different. Almost impossible to detect. The rumors began to spread quickly across the galaxy. A ship had appeared where no ship should exist. No markings, no known technology, just a dark silhouette against the stars. Some called it a weapon. Others whispered it was a scout from a lost race. The galaxy's greatest empires debated what to do. Should they attack first or wait and study it? Fear had already started to spread. Meanwhile, the ship drifted silently through the void. Inside, humans moved with calm precision. Crew members adjusted panels and monitored readings, but no alarm sounded. Their captain, a middle-aged woman with sharp eyes, observed the stars without any sign of worry. "Prepare for decloak," she said quietly. Her voice carried authority without anger or excitement. The crew understood. No one questioned. Humans had always been dangerous, but this time, the galaxy would truly see why. Back at the Andrelian command, alarm bells rang. "Captain, the ship is moving closer, and sensors still can't detect it fully." Voss's claws tapped nervously on the console. "We need to decide. Do we fire, or do we wait?" Thera's eyes gleamed with concern. "If it is human technology, firing first might be our last mistake." But fear often overpowered reason. The Council of Empires had underestimated humans for centuries, and that overconfidence was about to cost them dearly. The mysterious ship's decloak sequence began. Slowly, deliberately, the invisible shield of human technology retracted. In that moment, the galaxy gasped. Ships from multiple empires saw the human vessel appear. Sleek, massive, and glowing faintly with energy patterns alien minds could barely comprehend. Its engines pulsed like a heartbeat, calm and controlled, yet brimming with power. Even the bravest admirals froze. For decades, they had fought wars and studied countless technologies, but nothing had prepared them for this. There was no hissing energy, no roaring weapons, just quiet power, and the unmistakable sense that humans were far beyond anything they had imagined. From the human ship, a simple message appeared on all galactic channels. "We come in peace. We seek no war. But we will defend ourselves if necessary." The aliens stared at the screen, unsure how to react. Some saw it as a bluff. Others wondered if this was a trap. The council debated feverishly, voices raised, claws and tentacles pointing, eyes glowing in anger and fear. Yet, the humans did not move aggressively. They simply waited, their calm presence filling the void between stars. Then the first shots were fired, not by humans, but by a nervous Andrelian cruiser. A single energy beam shot toward the human ship, hoping to intimidate. The beam dissolved harmlessly against the human ship's shields. The alien commander's console exploded as their energy feedback fried their systems. Panic spread instantly. The humans did not retaliate immediately. They held their position, scanning, calculating. Then, with a movement so precise it seemed choreographed, their ship emitted a pulse that disabled several enemy ships without harming life on board. Aliens scrambled to understand what had just happened. Their pride shattered, fear took its place. In the human command room, the captain observed silently. "They are testing us," she said. "Let them realize the truth slowly. They must understand without chaos. Yet, they will understand." Across the galaxy, fleets held their breath. Every species, from the insectoid warriors of Trillion Prime to the crystal mines of Zereth, realized they had misjudged humans. The quiet confidence, the unimaginable technology, and the strange patience, it was a combination no one had seen before. And it was terrifying. As the human ship moved past the Andrelian fleet, its engines left a faint shimmer across space. The aliens tried to follow, to prepare an attack, but humans were already several steps ahead. They watched the stars, calculating, moving, and teaching the galaxy a lesson it had never expected. By the end of the day, reports came in from every nearby system. One message repeated across channels like a warning: they are not what we expected. We underestimated them. This was a deadly mistake. And somewhere, deep inside the human ship, the captain simply smiled. The galaxy was finally beginning to understand what humans had always known. Calm intelligence and unity were more powerful than fleets, weapons, or fear. And this was only the beginning. The galaxy was still reeling from the sight of the human ship. Across thousands of light-years, alien fleets scrambled to regroup. The Andrelian Council called an emergency meeting. Leaders argued loudly, their voices echoing through the crystal halls. Some wanted to retreat and study the humans. Others demanded an immediate attack, confident in their numbers and weapons. Captain Voss of the Andrelian fleet slammed his clawed hand on the console. We cannot wait any longer. They are too powerful. If we hesitate, we will lose everything. Thera, his first officer, shook her head. Captain, attacking now might be our last mistake. Their shields, their technology, it's beyond anything we know. One strike could destroy us all. Meanwhile, the human ship moved silently through the void, its hull glowing faintly as sensors scanned the galaxy. Inside, the crew remained calm. Engineers adjusted power flows, weapon systems hummed silently, and the captain observed the galaxy with unshakable focus. Let them make the first move, she said softly. They will learn without unnecessary bloodshed. The aliens could not wait. Driven by fear and pride, they launched a small fleet toward the human vessel. Energy beams tore through space, striking shields that shimmered like liquid light. The human ship responded with precision. It did not fire weapons at the enemy directly. Instead, pulses of energy disabled engines, scrambled targeting systems, and rendered weapons useless, all without harming a single life. Panic spread through the alien ranks. Their fleet had thought humans were just another race, one they could crush with superior firepower. Instead, they faced a calm, unstoppable intelligence that moved like a shadow and struck like lightning. Messages of confusion and terror flooded command channels. How is this possible? One admiral demanded. Their shields are impenetrable. Our weapons fail. They are faster than our sensors. On board the human ship, the captain made no expression. They are learning, she said to her first officer. They must understand before they panic completely. Their mistake is their arrogance, not their courage. We only defend ourselves, but we will not let them harm our crew. As the human ship moved closer to the alien fleet, the scale of the threat became clear. Alien ships were scattered, some drifting powerless, others retreating in fear. Even the bravest commanders realized they had underestimated humans. Every tactic, every weapon, every maneuver they had relied on for decades was useless against a single human ship. Across the galaxy, word spread rapidly. Alien leaders in distant systems watched the conflict unfold through communications channels. The humans' calm, strategic precision shocked them. One council member whispered to another, "We always thought humans were weak, slow, unprepared. We were wrong. Terribly wrong." The human captain did not gloat. She did not celebrate. Her crew followed her orders with quiet efficiency, adjusting shields, redirecting power, and monitoring alien systems. "We do not attack unless necessary," she reminded them. "But we are not powerless. Let them see their mistakes clearly." By the end of the first day, the human ship had demonstrated its power and restraint. Alien fleets were disabled, and their pride shattered, but no human life had been lost. The galaxy realized something terrifying. Humans were not only advanced, they were smart, calm, and relentless when threatened. Captain Voss of the Andrelian fleet stared at his broken console. This is impossible," he muttered. Thera's eyes were wide with fear. "We have underestimated them for centuries. Every empire, every fleet, all of us. This was a deadly mistake." In the quiet of space, the human ship drifted onward, leaving disabled alien vessels behind. Its engines pulsed like a heartbeat, steady and controlled. The crew remained alert, yet calm. Humans had shown the galaxy their strength, not through violence alone, but through intelligence, strategy, and unity. And somewhere in the dark expanse of space, the captain looked toward the stars and smiled faintly. The galaxy was finally beginning to understand what humans had always known. This was only the beginning. The galaxy trembled in disbelief. The aliens had never faced an enemy like the humans. Their fleets, once confident and proud, were scattered, disabled, and powerless against a single human ship. Across star systems, commanders whispered the same words in fear: "They are not like us. We misjudged them." Inside the human ship, the captain watched the sensors carefully. "They are regrouping," she said calmly. "Prepare defensive maneuvers, but do not attack unless necessary. Let them make the first mistake." Her crew moved with silent precision. Engineers adjusted power flows, weapons hummed quietly, and navigation calculated every possible trajectory the alien ships could take. But the aliens were desperate. Pride and fear pushed them to act. They launched a coordinated attack, hoping their numbers could overwhelm the humans. Energy beams and missiles streaked through the void, aiming for the human ship's hull. For a moment, it seemed like the humans might be tested. Then the ship moved. Not fast, not violently, but with perfect timing and precision that no alien sensor could predict. Every missile was intercepted. Every energy beam dissolved harmlessly against shields that shimmered like liquid metal. And then, without harming life, the humans struck back. A wave of energy-disabled engines and weapons across the attacking fleet, sending ships drifting helplessly in space. Shock and panic rippled through the alien ranks. Their proud commanders shouted orders that could not be executed. Systems failed, weapons misfired, and their formations collapsed. No one had ever seen this level of control and strategy. Their arrogance had blinded them, and now they were paying the price. In the human command room, the captain spoke quietly to her first officer. "Notice how fear spreads faster than damage. They fight bravely when confident, but once they see the truth, chaos follows. We do not need to destroy them. We need only show them their mistake." Alien leaders tried to communicate, sending frantic messages, offering surrender, pleading for mercy. Some even proposed alliances, hoping that humans would accept. But the humans did not gloat, did not strike out of anger. They remained calm, observing, waiting, teaching the galaxy a lesson it had never learned before. Even the most experienced alien admirals began to lose hope. How can one ship do this? Captain Voss muttered to himself, staring at the disabled fleet. Thera's eyes widened. It's not just the ship. It's their mind, their strategy. They anticipate every move before we even make it. Every plan, every attack. Useless. The humans did not move forward aggressively. They did not destroy entire fleets. They simply neutralized the threat and continued their path. Every alien species watching from afar felt a growing dread. Humans were not just strong, they were precise, calm, and terrifyingly efficient. By the end of the day, reports poured in from distant systems. The same words appeared over and over on communications channels. Humans are beyond anything we imagined. Their strategy, their patience, we underestimated them. This is a deadly mistake. On the human ship, the captain looked at the stars. She knew the galaxy would never forget this encounter. Not because humans had destroyed ships or killed soldiers, but because humans had shown something far more powerful: intelligence, unity, and restraint. The galaxy had thought it knew what humans were capable of. It was wrong. and the truth was only beginning to unfold. The humans moved onward, leaving the alien fleets in awe and fear, proving that sometimes the greatest power is not in weapons, but in the mind. The news of the human ship spread like wildfire. Across the galaxy, systems buzzed with reports of its power, precision, and calm intelligence. The Galactic Council, a gathering of the oldest and most powerful alien races, convened in emergency. The massive hall shimmered with light, filled with leaders from countless species, each one more worried than the next. High Chancellor Zorath, a towering figure of crystal and light, spoke first. "We face a threat we cannot understand. One ship, one human vessel, has neutralized our fleets. We must act before it is too late." His voice echoed, but even he sounded uncertain. Arguments erupted. Some council members called for immediate war, confident that numbers and firepower could still triumph. Others warned against attacking. "We do not know their limits," one alien diplomat hissed. "They are not like any enemy we have faced. One misstep could destroy our entire fleet." Captain Voss, still shaken from the encounter, whispered to Thera, "They always underestimate humans. And now, the Council must face the truth too." Thera nodded silently, eyes wide with fear. Meanwhile, the human ship drifted closer to the Council's sector. It did not approach aggressively. Its engines pulsed softly, a silent heartbeat in the void. On board, the captain prepared a simple message, one that would be broadcast across the galaxy. "We do not seek war. We only protect our own. If you wish peace, we will honor it. But if you strike at us, you will see the consequences." The council chambers fell silent as the message appeared on every communication channel. Leaders stared at the glowing letters, struggling to comprehend the calm, confident tone. For centuries, they had faced threats with weapons and intimidation. They had never received words like this, from a species they thought they could crush. Some aliens reacted with anger, shouting at the humans to withdraw. Others were too afraid to speak. Even the proudest admirals realized they had made a mistake, and that mistake could cost them everything. In the human command room, the captain observed quietly. "They panic because they are afraid of what they do not understand. Intelligence and unity are far stronger than their weapons. We show them restraint, and they learn respect." Her first officer nodded. "They will have no choice but to rethink everything." As the human ship drifted past the Council's territory, fleets scrambled to form defenses, but the humans did not attack. Every alien system watching realized they had miscalculated. This was not a race that could be intimidated, bribed, or easily defeated. Humans were beyond their understanding, calm in the face of fear, and powerful in ways no one had predicted. Reports flooded the council chambers. Disabled fleets, peaceful maneuvers, and strategic precision were described over and over. Alien leaders began to argue among themselves. "We cannot fight them," whispered one. "We underestimated them. We always underestimated humans." The council faced a choice: continue aggression and risk annihilation, or seek understanding and diplomacy. The humans had already shown their answer. They did not want war, but they would defend themselves without hesitation. By the end of the day, the council was divided. Fear and respect replaced arrogance. Across the galaxy, one message repeated: "We have misjudged humans." This was a deadly mistake. On board the human ship, the captain looked toward the stars. She knew the galaxy had finally begun to understand the true nature of humans. Not just their strength, but their mind, their patience, and their unity. And though the council still struggled with its decision, the humans moved onward, leaving a message far more powerful than any weapon. Sometimes, the greatest strength lies in restraint. The galaxy would never forget this day. The galaxy was still in shock. Across systems, alien fleets and scientists scrambled to study what they had seen. The human ship had not only neutralized fleets, it had done so without destroying life. Every empire tried to analyze it, hoping to find a weakness, but humans had left no clear trace. On Trillion Prime, a group of engineers stared at holographic projections of human energy patterns. These shields, they cannot be replicated, one said, voice trembling. Our best weapons cannot penetrate them. How is this possible? Another scientist shook her head. And their engines, faster than anything we know, yet quiet. Precise. They are beyond us. Meanwhile, aboard the human ship, the crew moved silently and efficiently. The captain observed, making notes on alien behavior. They study technology as if it is a puzzle, she said. They do not understand strategy, only tools. Our strength is not in the ship, but in how we use it. Alien fleets tried again, this time sending observers close to the human ship to scan its systems. But every attempt failed. Energy pulses scrambled sensors, shields blocked readings, and the humans remained perfectly calm. Not one crew member reacted with panic. Not one mistake was made. Then, in a subtle but undeniable display, the human ship demonstrated a way to disable alien weapons without causing destruction. A small fleet approached, their engines humming aggressively, ready to fight. With a calculated pulse, the humans shut down their engines and weapons. The alien crews floated helpless, but unharmed. Shock and fear rippled through the galaxy. They can destroy us at will, but they choose not to, whispered an admiral of the Andrelian fleet. Why? Why show mercy? On the human bridge, the captain simply replied, because true strength is measured not by destruction, but by control. We do not need to kill to win. They will learn their lesson without bloodshed. Across the galaxy, messages repeated in fear and awe. Humans were not just technologically superior, they were smarter, more disciplined, and calm under pressure. Their restraint was a weapon far more powerful than any laser or missile. Alien scientists tried desperately to reverse engineer the technology. Cloaking fields, energy weapons, AI coordination, it was all beyond their understanding. For every secret they thought they uncovered, humans had already moved several steps ahead. It was like trying to catch shadows. By the end of the day, alien leaders realized the truth. They had not just underestimated humans, they had misunderstood them. Their arrogance, their reliance on brute force, had blinded them to what humans were capable of. And now, humans had demonstrated it clearly. A report from a distant observation post came in. They anticipate our moves. They act before we even think. They do not fight recklessly. We cannot compete with their mind, only observe and fear. Inside the human ship, the captain smiled faintly. She knew the galaxy was finally beginning to understand. Humans were not just another race to be conquered or ignored. They were a force of intelligence, unity, and restraint, a force that would change the galaxy forever. The human ship moved onward, leaving disabled fleets and awed observers in its wake. Every empire, every council, every commander understood one thing clearly: humans were not to be underestimated again. And the lesson was only beginning. The human ship moved steadily through the void, leaving awe and fear behind it. Every system it passed sent reports to the council, all saying the same thing: humans were beyond understanding, calm, and deadly precise. The next destination was known across the galaxy: a heavily fortified planet, the hub of alien fleets and warship production. In the council chambers, panic was growing. High Chancellor Zoreth slammed a crystal fist on the table. They approach the heart of our power. We cannot allow this. Prepare all defenses immediately. Admirals and fleet commanders scrambled. Ships were armed, shields raised, and weapons charged. Tens of thousands of ships moved into formation, creating a wall of energy and steel around the planet. Every alien race in the sector participated, determined to stop the humans. Yet, the humans did not move aggressively. Their ship glided calmly through space, engines humming softly, sensors scanning, and calculations made in milliseconds. On board, the captain observed the fleet through the viewport. "They are preparing for war," she said quietly. "Let them. They have not yet realized that intimidation does not work against us." Her first officer nodded. "They will try to force a fight. Do we respond?" "Only if necessary," the captain replied. "We do not seek battle, but we are ready for it. Let them see that their fear is their weakness. As the humans drew closer, alien fleets tightened their formation. Energy beams crisscrossed, weapons locked on target, and fighters buzzed like angry swarms. Yet the humans remained calm, a single ship moving steadily toward the planet. The aliens could not predict their speed or trajectory. Every move was calculated, precise, and entirely within human control. A Trillian admiral hissed through comms, "They will try to slip past us. We must not let them reach the planet." But even as the warning was sent, human sensors had already anticipated every possible interception point. Small adjustments in engines, tiny shifts in trajectory, and the ship moved like a shadow through the fleet, untouched. On the planet below, civilians and leaders watched the approaching ship. Fear ran through the population. "Is it an attack?" one leader asked. "Or a demonstration of power?" Others whispered that humans might be trying to teach them a lesson in strategy, patience, and calm. The human captain did not signal any aggression. Instead, she sent a simple message to the planet: "We come not to destroy, but to speak. If you choose war, we will defend ourselves. If you choose reason, we will listen." The aliens were confused. Centuries of arrogance had taught them that strength meant weapons, fleets, and intimidation. Humans had demonstrated a different kind of power: intelligence, control, and restraint. They did not understand how a single ship could command fear without firing a shot. By the time the human ship reached the planet's orbit, alien fleets were on edge. Shields were raised, weapons locked, and every commander waited for the first sign of attack. But there was none. Humans drifted silently, engines humming, waiting, observing, and sending a clear message. Strength was not in violence, but in wisdom and unity. Across the galaxy, reports came in. Humans had arrived at the heart of alien power without destruction. Every species watching realized they had underestimated humans again. Their fear was tangible, their respect growing, and their arrogance shattered. The captain looked at the planet below. She knew that the galaxy was at a turning point. Humans had the power to fight, but they chose diplomacy first. That choice, more than any weapon, would leave a lasting impression. And somewhere, deep in the council chambers, alien leaders whispered the same thought: "We have made a deadly mistake." The human ship hovered above the alien planet, engines humming softly, a silent presence that filled the void with tension. Fleets around the planet were on high alert, weapons charged, shields glowing, and commanders shouting orders that the humans had already anticipated. The galaxy had never seen calm so powerful, nor intelligence so deliberate. Inside the ship, the captain observed the alien activity. "They still do not understand," she said quietly to her first officer. "They fear power they cannot predict. We will show them what it truly means to be human." A message was sent to the planet's council and fleet commanders. It was simple, clear, and commanding: "We do not seek war. We only seek understanding. If you attack us, your fleets will be disabled. If you listen, you will learn." The alien leaders stared at the message in shock. They had expected aggression, intimidation, or at least bluster. Instead, they faced patience, intelligence, and calm strength. Some whispered among themselves, fear mixing with awe. "We cannot fight them," one admitted. "Their power is beyond our comprehension." The humans did not need to fire a weapon. One by one, alien ships were neutralized, engines frozen, weapons disabled, but not a single life was harmed. The demonstration was enough. Panic spread through the fleets. Commanders realized that human strategy, intelligence, and unity made them unstoppable. Across the galaxy, reports came in. From the farthest systems to the central council chambers, every alien race repeated the same words: "We underestimated them. We made a deadly mistake. Humans are not just powerful, they are beyond our understanding." The human captain observed silently. She knew the lesson had been delivered. Strength without wisdom was dangerous. Brute force without restraint was meaningless. Humans had shown that intelligence, patience, and unity were the greatest weapons of all. On the alien planet below, Leaders called emergency meetings. Some suggested surrender, others suggested alliances. Fear and respect had replaced arrogance. The galaxy, for the first time, understood that humans were not just another species, they were a force that would change everything. The human ship drifted away from the planet, engines pulsing like a heartbeat, leaving behind a stunned galaxy. Disabled fleets floated in orbit, fleets that had once been proud and confident now powerless to challenge a single human vessel. The captain looked toward the stars. "Let them remember this day," she said softly. "They will think twice before underestimating humans again." And so, the galaxy learned a lesson it would never forget. Humans were calm when others panicked, intelligent when others failed, and united when others fell apart. Their power was not in weapons or numbers, but in their mind, their strategy, and their restraint. The humans moved onward, leaving a legacy of awe and caution. Across countless systems, one message repeated. When the human ship decloaked, the galaxy finally understood its deadly mistake. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, and humanity sailed forward, unstoppable, unshakable, and unforgettable.